If you guys are interested in being a member, then click the join button down below to check out the available perks. The first tier is only $1. Thank you to those of you who choose to join. What's up mod squad, welcome to another Division 2 build breakdown video. Today I bring you a build that will help anybody get through Legendary Summit solo. This build is going to allow you to face tank elite heavies and bosses as well as deal with rogue agents with ease. Today's build is based on a build that blew up on my channel and helped out thousands of agents when it came to the Legendary Summit. That build being the 80% protection from Elite's Bulwark Shield build, a build that near enough made you unkillable. Now since the time of that build's release, the Summits has some changes and the Elites don't dominate Legendary Summit like they once did. So the protection from Elite stat isn't needed, in fact with this build it's optional. Today's build is an assault rifle build, a SMG build, and a 1.7 to 1.8 base armor crit damage armor regen pistol build with a self-regenerating unbreakable shield. Damn, that was a mouthful. I myself am not really a Bulwark Shield pistol guy, so I wanted to make a build that had options. It also allows you guys to switch it up if you get bored, or just adjust to the different situations within the Summit. This is one of the strongest Summit builds I've made for sure. When it comes to the build survivability, starting off with the base armor, we have 1.7 to 1.8 million if you choose to have all blue cores. This build can also reach well over 2 million armor thanks to the Memento backpack, a backpack which many of you guys recommended in the comment section that I incorporate into this type of build. For each trophy we pick up, we'll be gaining 50% bonus armor or 60% if you have 1.8 million armor, so being tanky is not a problem. On top of that, we have 3% armor regen, so if we get into a bad situation, we can pull up the shield and let the regen do its work, helping us get back in the fight. On top of all of that, we also have a 13.5 million health Bulwark Shield that is unbreakable. The reason I say unbreakable is because if it's not regenning itself, thanks to the Artificial Hive, it's able to regain health thanks to our Liberty Pistol, which can gain us 60% of its health back. Now having all that survivability allows us to have a pretty aggressive playstyle. It's all good and well being able to push up on legendary NPCs, but we also need the damage to take them down. Now my build's lacking a little bit when it comes to the perfect rolls, but if you had those perfect rolls, you'd be looking at base stats of 160% crit damage, 46% critical hit chance for the pistol, 60% crit chance for the SMG, and 50% crit chance for the assault rifle. With buffs active, you can have another 40% critical hit damage due to the Hostile Negotiator's talent from the Negotiator's Dilemma gear set, as well as gain 135% weapon damage thanks to the combination of the Memento's long and short term buff, 35% amplified damage from the Intimidate chest piece talent, and finally the 60% weapon damage from the Liberty Pistol's Liberty or Death talent. That's if you're using that as your primary, which if you are, you'll be hitting 2.6 million plus crits to the body of NPCs. Having all this damage is what allows this build to be an assault rifle build, a SMG build, or pistol build. And what makes this build even better is you can mark up to 3 enemies, shoot one, and the other 2 take 60% of the damage dealt, helping you get through waves of NPCs a lot faster. Now before we get into the build breakdown, this is important guys, I want to remind you to hit that like button if you've enjoyed this video, if it's helped you out at all, as it helps push our videos into the recommended section, in turn helping the channel grow. If you're new, subscribe for lots more Division 2 content, and with that said, let's get into the build breakdown. Starting off with the specialization, we are using the Technician for 3 reasons. 1, we get plus 12% damage to drones, skilled proxies and robotics, great for fighting against the White Tusk. Next reason, 1 free skill tier, which is going to buff both our shield and Artificial Hive. The Artificial Hive you can only get when you use the Technician specialization, and it is the Artificial Hive which is going to help our shield self-regen. And that is it for the specialization. With that said, let's get on with the build. Starting off with the Liberty pistol, 396.3k base damage, gets boosted well over 400 once the memento is kicked in. That 30% weapon damage that passively sits there works wonders. We have 14% pistol damage, 10% damage to targets out of cover. We have the Liberty or Death talent, hits grant plus 2% weapon damage, stacks up to 30 times. That's 60% weapon damage right there. We have headshots, consume all stacks, repairing your shield for 3% per stack. Now I see a lot of people running around with the Liberty just going for headshots, using it as a headshot build, which makes no sense. You're going to benefit from it most if you build up the 30 stacks. The only time you want to hit headshots is when you're trying to repair your shield. Moving on to the attachments of this weapon, we have 5% headshot damage on the scope, we have 5% crit chance on the muzzle, we have a grip that you cannot see but it's there, it gives us 15% fire rate, and then we have the magazine giving us 15% weapon handling, which you do not feel because this thing kicks like a mule. It takes a bit of practice to get used to it, but once you get it down it's worth it. Definitely one of the strongest pistols, if not the strongest pistol in the game. Moving on to our AR now, we are using the FAL. This is for long range combat, beaming across the map to mark up those enemies. We have 96.1k base damage, goes well over 100k once memento kicks in, 650 RPM with 40 in the magazine, 14.4% assault rifle damage, 15% health damage. It's important that you get health damage as high as you possibly can, as it really comes in handy for killing those robo dogs and the turrets, because anything that doesn't have an armor bar gets melted by health damage. We also have 9% damage to targets out of cover, and then the talent we have is Killer. Killing an enemy with a critical hit grants plus 40% critical hit damage for 10 seconds. Looking at the attachments on this weapon, we have the C79 scope giving us 5% crit chance. I use this scope because it allows me to zoom in so I can have those accurate long range fights. We have the magazine giving us the extra 20 rounds, 5% crit chance on the laser pointer, and 5% crit chance on the muzzle. Moving on to the SMG, which you can switch out for a shotgun. I switch out for the M870 quite often. We have the SIG MPX giving us 88.7k base damage, gets boosted again because of memento. We're running close and personal, killing a target within 7 meters, grants 30% weapon damage for 10 seconds. When it comes to the attachments on this, it's all decked out in crit chance as you can see, and then we have the extra 20 rounds from the magazine. Like I said, you can switch this out for a shotgun, as you can use this build for a run and gun build. Moving on to the actual gear pieces now, guys, starting off with a mask. Looking at negotiators real quick, 2-piece gives us 15% crit chance, 3-piece gives us 20% critical hit damage, and the 4-piece gives us hostile negotiations. Critical hits mark enemies for 20 seconds, up to 3 marks total. When you critically hit a marked enemy, all other marked enemies take 60% of the damage dealt. This is going to help you clear waves of enemies a lot faster. Whenever a marked enemy dies, gain plus 2% critical hit damage, stacking up to 20 times or until combat ends. That's an extra 40% critical hit damage that you can gain, taking this build up to 200% if you have max rolls across the board. Looking at the core attributes, we have 170k armor, minor attributes 10.5% critical hit damage and 12% critical hit damage via a mod. Moving on to the chest piece, we're using Seska to give us a 10% critical hit chance. We have 14.6% weapon damage, 11.8% critical hit damage. Sadly, we have skill haste. You'd want to have crit chance there. That would take the pistol to 46% critical hit chance. And every other weapon very close to the crit chance cap. I believe the SMG is already at 60%. We also have 11.9% critical hit damage via mod. And of course, this is a right up in your face build. So we have Intimidate, while you have bonus armor, amplifies total weapon damage by 35% to enemies within 10 meters. When we do pick up a trophy and gain 50% or 60% bonus armor, we're going to have that for 10 seconds, but the more armor you have, the longer it takes them to burn through, so you're going to have that damage more often than not. Moving on to our holster, we have Negotiator's Dilemma holster, giving us 170k armor with 9.6% critical hit damage. Sadly, I do not have perfect rolls, but like I said, you can reach 200% critical hit damage if you do. So you have 170k armor on here again and 10.5% critical hit damage. Basically, all Negotiator Dilemma pieces, you want to roll the core attribute to armor and you want the minor attribute to be critical hit damage. Moving on to the backpack, and of course to the memento, 15% weapon damage, 160k armor, 1 skill tier. That's going to help boost the hive and shield. And then we have a mod giving us 11.9% critical hit damage. Kill confirm talent, you guys know how that works already. It's in many of my builds. You guys suggested it for this build. Otherwise, I probably would have used Adrenaline Rush. And that is it for the build, guys. We're going to look at the skills real quick. We have the shield with 13.5 million health. That gets boosted again because of the memento and the skill efficiency we gain from that. And also gets boosted even further because of the artificer hive. When it comes to the mods on here, we have 4.9% shield health, 4.6% shield health, and then 5% damage bonus, which I don't think does anything for the shield. If it does, let me know in the comment section below. Our secondary skill, very important to have this as it helps our shield regen. We have the Artificer Hive. There's the stats for that, guys. You can see it's currently at a tier 2. And that is pretty much it. I'm going to leave you guys with the stat sheet. Not going to talk through it. I will say though, don't forget to smash that like button. It's very important. Leave a comment down below, as doing both of those things really help the channel grow, guys. They really help the channel. You don't understand how much. So again, hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. If you're new, subscribe for lots more Division 2 content. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Mod Squad.
On that agent. Come on.
Vital signs critical. System reactivated.
Firing airburst. Can't see anything from here.